area of the home actually brings me a lot of joy every day, as does Vogue. Hi Vogue, I'm Christina. This is my dog Bo. Welcome to our home. Today I'd like to share some stories with you about my favorite objects in this space. When I first saw this space, I immediately fell in love with it because it has these wonderful river views and beautiful evening sunsets. I feel like living in a big city, it's very lucky when you can feel like you own a large piece of sky that is all yours. And the color palette of my home is very neutral. Hardly any color, mostly grays and whites, because I really value a sense of visual calmness in the space. When I wake up and when I come home from work, I really need a blank canvas for my thoughts. I also did choose to use quite a bit of walnut wood because the color reminds me of Bo's fur, and he blends in very well, sometimes a little too well. And the only other kind of color you will see throughout the space are these subtle blues, such as the color of my couch, because I feel like the blues can still blend in with the color of the skies outside my windows. I really love these glass pendant lights hanging over my kitchen island because the shape reminds me of heating lamps that are often used in professional kitchens. Cooking is a very large part of my everyday life. When my dreams of working in a kitchen did not work out, I thought to myself, well, what is food without a plate? Let me combine my two passions, ceramics and cooking. The spiral plate is my most challenging but also most meaningful design. The plate has a spiral track designed into its walls, so it allows sauces to be poured and slowly travel to the bottom of the plate. With this kind of design, I hope that I can help to elevate fine dining into another form of art that is a feast for the eyes as well as the palate. I spend most of my time at home here at the kitchen island. I do everything here. I cook here, I eat here, I do work here, I make tea here. And this teapot here, this faceted teapot, is my favorite piece that I ever designed. It was designed for the French Laundry in California. I couldn't believe it when they first contacted me because the French Laundry is really the epitome of fine dining. The brief was to create a larger Western-styled teapot that could still brew Chinese teas. It's a fusion of East meets West. To me, this teapot is a pretty direct reflection of my own background and aesthetic. Are you ready? Sit, 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 sit. Good boy. Bo and I spend a lot of time on this couch. It's our custom-made blue couch. The rest of the furniture in my dining area is all Danish. I really admire Danish furniture because its design is very simple, and so it really relies on the quality of material and the skill of the craftsmen to really make it beautiful. My favorite piece in the dining area is a vintage bar cart. It was always a dream of mine to be settled down enough to finally start a liquor collection on a bar cart. However, when I was designing this home, I was lucky enough to design a designated bar area in the kitchen. And so my bar cart is now a tea cart. This wall-mounted sink was one of the first pieces that I picked out for this home. I really enjoy the seamless construction of the enamel bucket sink plus the backsplash. I also really love that it uses a bit of glass on the bottom shelf here to create a sense of lightness in the piece. The matte black powder-coated steel frame is also a design choice that I echoed out throughout the rest of this house. And in all the bathrooms, I also placed a little bit of my ceramic fish sculptures. So we finally arrived in the only place in the home that has an abundance of color. And this piece of art here is made by a friend of mine who is a Taiwanese-American artist based in Los Angeles. He makes this work by cutting and layering multiple pieces of colored paper. This particular work is called Add and Subtract, and when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. Even though it seems like I may not enjoy color and I don't use a lot of color in my own work, I actually love seeing all the colors of the rainbow all together, as many as possible, preferably in gradients. And so this little area of the home actually brings me a lot of joy every day, as does Vogue. Let's go take a look upstairs. I'm always chasing efficiency every day in my work and everything. So I really enjoy using a rowing machine for a workout. And I particularly love this rowing machine because of its wood construction. I feel like it matches quite well with the slightly Japanese and Scandinavian mood I'm going for up here on the second floor. It's very clean, very minimal, and no excess because I need it to be quite peaceful up here for when I do yoga and exercise in the mornings. But the coolest part of this room is that the mirror folds down into an extra bed for when I have family visiting. So this is my ceramic studio. This is where the magic happens. And this is my black truffle bowl. And I developed it when I was studying at the Royal College of Art in London. One of our first assignments was to visit the Victoria and Albert Museum and to find an object from their ceramics collection as inspiration. I picked an 18th century Chelsea porcelain tureen that was very realistically painted like a melon. And so to make its contemporary counterpart, I decided to create the modern day luxury item, the black truffle, into a ceramic bowl. My most precious works in the studio are the pieces I made during an artist residency in Shigaraki, Japan. Shigaraki is one of the 6 ancient kiln sites of Japan, and it's very deep in the countryside, so it truly feels like the only thing to do there is ceramics. When I was there, they had an amazing selection of local clays for me to work with, which allowed me to make very unique pieces like this plate. In the 3 months that I spent living there, I got to interact with artists from all over the world and get to make whatever popped into my head that morning. It was truly an unforgettable experience. Thank you for spending this wonderful day with us. I hope you enjoyed hearing my stories and seeing my space. See you next time. Say bye, though. Bye.